Today I'm chatting with my friends Randy and Craig. They retired to Puerto Vallarta, gosh, so many years ago at this point. You may have seen my condo tour with them video where they toured their condo that overlooks the Banderas Bay with my friend Taniel Chemsian, who's a real estate broker there. If you haven't checked out that video, I'm going to put it right up there for you. If you've been on the path to relocating to Mexico and you just don't know where to start and you just don't know what to do, but it's a dream that you've had for a very long time, then you are in luck if you're watching this in November or early December, because we're hosting a new live webinar. It's called Relocate to Mexico, a Real Estate and Residency. I made this short little 1-minute video for you if you're curious. It's going to show right after this, and we talk about some of the details and what you need to do in order to register for free. And then we're going to get into my conversation with Randy and Craig. But before that, if you've been watching these videos, thank you so much. If you have not subscribed yet, I invite you to do so right now, and that way you'll never miss a new video. So thank you so much, and take a look. I wanted to create a program that takes out the daunting guesswork of moving abroad.
I moved to this beautiful beachfront resort city in 2003. After living a hectic life in Los Angeles, I left everything behind, came over here, started all over, and have never looked back.
We've created a webinar to answer your questions about the essential things you need to know about relocating to Mexico. We'll share all this information with you in a free webinar. Yes, free. This free webinar is for you if, 1, you're ready for a change and you want to take concrete steps towards making your dream to retire in Mexico a reality. 2, you're curious about buying property in Mexico. Or 3, you want to know more about obtaining residency and your visa options. So sign up now at dreamretirementinmexico.com/live webinar. It's only 90 minutes of your time to make potentially one of the most important decisions of your life. We'll see you there. Randy, Craig, how are you?
It's great. It's great to see you again.
Good to see you. It's been a couple of years, I think.
I know, 3.5 actually, believe it or
Oh
not.
my gosh.
I know, right?
We had a.
What?
Oh, I know.
We'll all go on ice.
We're going ice.
Exactly.
Good, yeah.
So I know you live in a new place now. Conchas Chinas, no more.
Conchas Chinas no more, and we're happy not to be there. I loved Conchas Chinas. It was a joy. We walked into that place. It was our dream, until it wasn't.
Yeah. No, it's you. So you were there for how long?
4 years.
Nice.
Or
Okay.
ish.
Yeah,
4-ish.
4-ish years.
close enough.
And so where are we now?
We're south of Garza Blanca. So we're about 15 minutes south of town. As they say in Mexico, es mucho más tranquilo. It's much more tranquil here.
Yeah.
We have grown to the point where we don't really like to leave.
Yeah, I hear you. No, I'm a homebody as well, and if you find the right place, that means it's home, right?
Yeah.
It's home.
That's
and
amazing.
especially during high season, it's intense in Puerto Vallarta. It's exciting. You know, I mean, people from all over the world are flooding here.
Yeah.
yeah.
The growth is insane.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Building everywhere.
Yeah.
And, but it's, you know, we still love Puerto Vallarta so much.
Yeah, no, that's so great. And I wanted to talk to you today because you have the, not unusual, but you went from buying a place to now renting.
Yes.
And I think that's amazing to have that kind of experience, to be able to talk about both sides and what it was like. So you talked to me about, if anybody has any questions on whether or not we're in Mexico.
Yes.
The mariachis are next door.
We have a neighbor who loves to throw parties. He has a big house. Big parties, big house. So, mariachis.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
we got tired of Vallarta Med because that we both needed knee replacements. We both have 2 new knees now.
How sexy.
Oh, well, thank you. Not really. But it was 75 stairs
If the elevator was
to
out.
our car if the elevator went
Wow.
out.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-bedroom condo. I mean,
And you
2
had
floor.
Yeah, you had a duplex. You had stairs within your
Yeah.
apartment.
And they were circular stairs, so when you have knee issues, circular is worse. They were beautiful. It was a beautiful stairway. Dramatic, but painful.
But we were ready. And then Taniel moved, and he was our neighbor. And we kind of all at the same time came to the conclusion we needed a new
Change.
life.
Yeah.
No, we just got to the point where, and we started, when we decided to move, we were looking to buy again.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, your
We
intention
started
was to buy.
Our intention was to buy, but we knew we couldn't spend as much money. So because we needed to make money off, really bank some of the money that was there. And then when we did our research around that, what we could afford to buy wasn't really, we didn't want to live in the places we could afford to buy. And suddenly renting became an option, and we realized if we took all the money we had and invested it, we could live off of that in an investment. So suddenly renting was the way to go.
And not be responsible for repairs anymore and the upkeep. Let someone else do that.
That's huge.
And
Yeah.
my entire life, I think both of us, really a dream was to live on the beach. And Taniel said, guys, I just don't know if you're ever going to find that place. I just think it's going to be really hard. Craig found this apartment on Craigslist.
And how did you even think that was real? I feel like anything in Craigslist, you're like, this is not real.
Well, it led us to a rental realtor, a rental agent. But it was on Craigslist that we found it. And the man who owns the building was looking for an older gay couple because he knew that we'd take care of it.
Wow.
He was actually seeking an older gay couple
How
as
crazy.
renters because he had been renting to people who were using it as a party pad. So there would be lots of noise complaints, and there would be neighbors. And this is the loveliest building. I would say mostly owned by Mexican families who have owned from the beginning of when it was built. And we know them, and we know their grandkids, and everybody's so friendly and takes such pride in where we live.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, you decided to put your condo on the market. What was that experience like? Because I'm assuming that was the first time you ever sold a condo. Here in Mexico.
Yes.
Mexico, yes.
We made a very wise decision. We called a man named Taniel, and
And said, just do it.
he advised us very well and held our hand through the whole experience as always.
And we also looked, what was unusual is in Conchas Chinas, we looked at the square footage of where we were living and what the comparables were, not necessarily for condos, but for square footage. And suddenly when we looked at that number, it was like, wow, it was dramatic. So we made a much larger asking price than we normally would have done on a gut level.
Oh, really? So how much was that? So you purchased your condo in Conchas Chinas
For $345.
for $345.
And it went on the market, I believe, for $490, and we sold it for $485. Is that right?
And that was 4 years later.
Yeah.
So that
Insane.
was a pretty darn good profit.
And when you bought, I mean, of course, whenever you're buying real estate, you're looking to invest, and of course, you always want to make money.
Yes.
Were you surprised?
Totally.
And when we bought, it was such an impulse buy.
I know that.
It was like the ultimate impulse buy. So it was not something we had thought through.
You
Other than-
remember the story that we told you the last time where Craig looked at me. Daniel said, take a few minutes and talk about it, guys. And Craig, we were finally alone, and Craig looked at me and he said, we've done a lot of crazy things in our lives, but are we really thinking about this? And I just said, how often in life do you get a chance to grab your dream? And then that that, of course, started the ball rolling and allowed us to live here.
Well, you had these crazy bay views. Which
Yeah,
is
whole bay,
insane.
yes.
Yeah, the whole. I mean,
But what was happening, Randy is macular degeneration now, which he didn't when we moved there. So that faced due west. So the sun came right at us most of the year. And that was becoming a problem. The stairs were a problem. And this condo, this building faces north. So the sun is much less of an issue.
We get great light.
you have some angel looking out after you.
Yeah.
This is insane.
We
You are
actually-
on the beach, facing north. I mean, like everything you needed.
We've always had good house karma. We've always lived in really
the most beautiful places. We've been
Always.
so fortunate. In Hollywood, we lived in a Hollywood bungalow that was part of the old Hollywood Hotel. They had a huge southern front porch in a
Arts
forest.
and crafts cottages on quite a bit of acreage for LA in the woods.
And we lived there for years.
We lived there, and then when we moved to Santa Fe, we lived on 10.5 acres.
Out in the
A
country.
little ranchette, Running Wolf Ranch.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous, with a big house and then a circular guest house, adobe guest house.
1,000 square foot circular adobe guest house.
Then when we had a kid, we moved into town because there was not going to work. Play dates were not happening. And so we moved into town and lived in a wonderful house in town
Wow.
on a half acre.
Wow. 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 Well, so getting back to Conchas Chinas,
Yes.
Yes.
how long was it on the market for?
It's about 6 months, I think.
Wow. And then, so you sold it. Was it, I know there are some certain things about selling property in terms of capital gains and all that kind of stuff.
We were walked through that. Taniel walked us through all the capital gains stuff and the paperwork we needed to have and what we needed to file, and he took care of all that. So that wasn't an issue for us.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you know, the people who bought it are from Russia,
Oh, wow.
and they bought it with Bitcoin.
Wow.
No, it didn't come to us in Bitcoin,
Right.
No. Oh, no.
but but like every week, money would arrive from Russia.
That's not scary.
No. Well, it kind of was for a while. It was like, is this real? Is this going to keep going? But it did, and
So what do you
then-
mean? Like it would just appear in your bank account? Like just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
sign the
and
contracts
and
like as you would. This is very fascinating because I know that properties are being bought and sold in Bitcoin now.
It appeared in cash in our escrow account,
Oh, I
but
see.
it was Bitcoin that was being sold.
Yeah. I mean, times they are a changing still. I
Yeah,
mean,
no kidding.
it's always all so different. And so we feel very settled here. We have no desire to move.
And so so in terms of renting, what, you had to put a 1 month deposit or how did that work?
I think it was first month's rent, maybe first and last. Yes, first and last. And I think there's a security deposit of like, the equivalent of, $500 US dollars. And then we have to pay utility, we have to pay electric, and we have to pay, for the internet, and I'm trying to think what else. That's it.
And it needed some work. But nearly every place else we looked at to buy or rent
Needed major work.
It was garbage.
was garbage. I mean, really needed, and we didn't want to do that.
That's like in New York also. Everywhere, to be honest. It's really hard to find like a nice place with great bones, that.
And he
But
said-
your landlord did things.
Well, we walked in, and he wasn't here that day, but the first thing we walked in and saw the view and went, oh my God. And then we saw the kitchen and went, oh, this could be a problem because we both love to cook. And the kitchen was a mess. I mean, there was a little bitty refrigerator. None of these countertops were there. The cabinets were not there.
Like it was empty or there was different cabinetry?
There were no cabinets.
Ugly.
Wow.
Yeah.
There were no cabinets up.
Yeah, there were no up cabinets.
There was a little bitty old refrigerator, And he knew if he wanted us to get this, that we had very little to do with it. He picked things out, and he let us pick out the refrigerator, and we have a new stove now.
That he paid for.
Yes,
He paid for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everything.
Oh, nice.
We
Now,
have new lighting nearly everywhere. He paid for all of that.
We put in shades on these windows. We put in the screen door because mosquitoes are an issue. You know,
You're in the tropics.
in the tropics. So we put in, we've done other stuff that we've paid for ourselves. But he's approved the improvements, and it's been great.
And he doesn't bug us at all. He's so happy we're here. We've signed we've increased now. We're 2 years into a 3-year lease.
Mm-hmm.
And we
a 3-year lease.
And we have right of first refusal at the end of that. At the end of every lease, actually, it's in our lease. We always have.
Yeah, it's a year-to-year lease, but it's a 3-year commitment.
Wow.
And we have to let him know, 3 months before the lease is up.
He liked that, and we liked that.
Yeah.
And so, what's your rent?
$2,000 a month, U.S.
$2,000 a month.
It's
Oceanfront
Oceanfront.
property
and
with a pool.
With a pool
that you don't have to clean and
Well,
watch, but you can watch the pool boy.
The gardeners are here. They water our plants. They just take great care of us. The building is impeccably well maintained and cleaned.
How many units in this building?
There are 5 units of floor, and there's
30,
7
I
floors. 7 floors, 35.
35.
35.
Uh-huh.
But every unit is exactly the same. Actually, the penthouse units have cupolas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
But this is about the same square footage we had in Conchas Chinas.
Right. Probably. Yeah.
And so to find an apartment to rent or a condo to rent with that kind of, these rooms, this size, on oceanfront.
And the flow is so great in the rooms.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's so comfortable. And so do you still have a car?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And do you pay extra for parking?
No.
No.
What?
No.
Wow, so he gives you a parking spot.
Yeah. Yeah. Every unit has a parking spot.
That in itself?
I know.
Is-
You think about what you pay for parking in New York City?
Oh, please.
Oh.
It's the cost of a small house.
No.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So no, we've been asked that by a lot of people. Well, you moved there. Are you glad you have a car? Yes, we're glad we have a car.
Well, we couldn't live here without a car.
We couldn't live here in this
Right, because you're
place.
kind of, basically you're in the suburbs, right?
Right.
Of
Yeah.
Vallarta.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were talking about this earlier. You plan more.
Right.
You plan the shopping list. We don't go out to eat very much anymore because we don't want to leave the beach. We don't want to leave this, and we enjoy cooking, and everything's more expensive everywhere. We love it, and we feel like we got so lucky, and we're so happy here.
That's so great. That's so great. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
So people who are looking to move here, it is sometimes a question whether to buy or to rent, Do you have advice for people who are looking, it's a little bit different because you've lived here for quite a bit of time, but people who are looking to retire here?
I would recommend they come visit, and they come several times, and they stay in different places. They're coming here to Puerto Vallarta. They stay on the bay in various different places.
That's what we did.
That's what we did, and you really get a sense of what it's like. The Bay of Banderas is really it's a treasure. It's the largest bay on the west coast of North America.
In North America?
North America.
Wow.
And we have the whales here. The humpback whales come.
It's a marine preserve.
They're here 3 months a year, or more maybe. December to March.
Can you see the whales from here?
Yes.
Oh,
because
they come right here in front of us. Every morning we would see Mama and the babies. It was amazing.
The deep side of the bay is over here, right here. So you go out and the shelf drops off. And so the whales would come in close. where they couldn't come closer if you were in like, on Los Muertos Beach.
Right. Wow.
And our water here is so clean in the ocean because we're not getting any of that stuff that you get kind of at the beaches in town.
Right.
We can see to the bottom of the water here.
That
easily.
is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so great. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. Yeah, because I think people don't realize that like driving here to, the really north end, almost to Nuevo Vallarta, is far.
It's 45 minutes to the airport if you're lucky.
Oh, see, yeah, this is
the same in
how
LA.
big. I mean, people
we're
think,
looking, we're looking across to Punta de Mita, so that's the other tip.
Wow.
And you go about another, I don't know, 10 kilometers maybe?
Probably, I don't know.
You hit the last of the places you can drive to on this side of the beach, because this is all inlets on this when you go south of here. So you can only get to them by boat.
That's cool.
But we love it here. We love it here for many reasons. But we have the ocean on this side, and behind us is the jungle and the mountains. And most of the year, those mountains are emerald green. And in the morning, they just glimmer. It's just such an incredible place. Oh,
And you're lower on the mountain down here.
Oh, yeah.
Where you were.
we're-
Conchas
yes.
Chinas is pretty high up.
Yeah.
we're at sea level, obviously.
Right.
And the other thing is that we live in it's a bird sanctuary.
What? Here?
This is a reserve, this little area we're in. And so the birds that we see every day
Wow.
are just amazing.
Garza Blanca is just north. It's just north of us, and Garza Blanca is white herons. So the white herons, you can see them out there. They're out every day, flying and fishing and doing their thing.
Late afternoon especially.
And the first year we were here, a yellow-crested night heron, a pair of them set up a nest in the palm tree right outside our.
It's right there.
Right up there, palm tree right offside our piazza. So we would look there, and they were like our neighbors.
Oh
And
my
they
God.
Talk to them all the time. They had a baby.
They had a baby. The baby would make an appearance and disappear.
Isn't that amazing?
And then they kind of kicked him out. I think he became a teenager.
But they were just there every day.
Beautiful.
Beautiful birds.
And amazing to watch all of the aviary life that we live with.
Wow.
Really.
The whales in the winter, the herons in the spring. That's crazy. That is really. I'm so happy for the two of you.
Thank you.
My gosh. Thank you so much for inviting me
Oh,
over.
thank you for
Of
coming
course.
by.
Thank you for coming.
Always,
and
always.
No.
Congratulations to all the wonderful stuff you do. And for letting people know, I'm sorry, I actually get emotional about this. I get so upset when people say such horrible things about Mexico. I have a cousin who said when he found out I moved here, he said, I would never set foot in that country. And it hurt me because we love it here so much. We love the people. We love what they care about the most, which is their family and their faith. And they love their country. They have problems. There's problems everywhere. But people talk about the crime here like there's no crime in the U.S. And yes, there are cartels here. Well, there's been lots of mobs in the States, and look at Russia. I mean, that's what the news focuses on, and that's what people hear about, and they perceive that is Mexico. That is so not Mexico.
No, I absolutely agree.
And it is one of the biggest reasons we moved here. Really.
Plus the food's great.
And the food's great.
And so is the tequila.
And so is the tequila. You've even learned to like
love
mezcal. But the produce we get year round here, I mean, avocados are
it's
so
embarrassing.
cheap.
I don't think you can go back to the United States and eat tomatoes or avocados I know they come from Mexico oftentimes, but having an avocado or tomato here,
When we go to the farmer's market and get fresh fruit, fresh mango, fresh bananas, baby bananas, those little baby bananas that are so citrusy and sweet.
Oh, they're so sweet.
The oranges, the sweet oranges that they make orange juice out of.
I don't know what it is about Mexican oranges, but they're incredible.
We love it. We just love it. We feel very blessed to be here.